Hey, Vetse here, and today I'm gonna talk about what it is like to be on 2 grams of dry psilocybin mushrooms daily. Hey, Vetse, so you claim that you eat mushrooms every single day. Actually, 2 grams of them. Is that true? No. So, what we are actually talking about? Wait a. Alright. The process I am taking, the work I do every single day during the past 2 years, it is changing me in a way that I am becoming more sensitive or perceiving. I am able to feel more, open myself more, and so take in higher amount of information, and therefore gaining more experiences every single day. What connection is there in between my statement about those 2 grams of mushrooms? It's not easy to describe what it is like if you higher your sensitivity. What it is actually like. What changed? Alright? Let's take it simple. Let's compare the time before 2 years with today. Before 2 years, my sensitivity was much lower. During those 2 years, I was able to do big amount of work on myself, especially in cleansing the body, getting rid of the traumas, getting rid of the dead cells, all the toxins. I lost 20 kilos in my weight during this period. And man, almost everything in my life turns around and everything changed. I changed my friends. I changed the place where I live. I changed my perspective, my view on life. I changed pretty much everything. And in the time before 2 years, 2 years ago, I was not able to feel energy the way I am able to right now. But I was always given this gift, this ability to be really highly empathic. And in those times, 2 years ago, it was the first thing I realized. My abilities was that I am able to feel other people's emotions. Alright? When I was close to somebody, almost every time I was able to tell how do they feel. I was able to connect to their frequency and actually get myself on the same level. It's pretty much easy in my eyes. And that was it. In the beginning, there was difference between people who has big amount of energy, big energy field, and like the small one. Or you can say there are moments when the emotions are really, really strong. And when they are strong, it's massive amount of energy inside of it. And therefore it's much easier to feel it. On the other side, when someone is pretty much calm and the emotion is very tender, it's more complicated. It's not so easy. You got to be more sensitive. You need to be able to distinguish smaller differences in between the frequencies or the power of energy which is in the field. Now, I would like to say that I am able to feel any emotions in any intensity. And I am able to distinguish more kinds of energies and emotions, even in the single package. For example, the joy or the sadness, the anger. This is not only one emotion. Those emotions has different flavors, different colors, like small differences which makes them unique for every single situation and maybe even for every single person. I don't know it. That was my first point of attention, because it was like the first category I was able to compare and see the results, see the improvement. Man, but this is only like the top of the iceberg. For me, what is interesting for me is the way I switched from using my brain and reasoning, the logic thinking, as the primary source of doing everything and thinking about everything, solving every single problem and planning my life, into tuning into my intuition per se. I stopped to think so hard and so much, and I start to feel more, and step by step I was building my trust into my intuition. Because in the beginning, oh man, it was very scary process. Like to trust, to believe some feeling. Until that point, for me, the people who act upon feelings instead of reasoning, those were stupid people to me, you know? I didn't understand it. I thought that it's like playing a hazard game with your life. Like if you only trust your feeling and go after what you feel it's right. For me it looks like really tip sport. I see no, what to say, alright, forget about this one. Continue with the next. Step by step, every single time I felt my intuition. Every time my logic told me that this is a situation I can afford to trust my intuition. Per se, this situation, even if it will end up badly, like not what I expected, I will be able to go on. It will not be anything very important what will destroy my life or something like that, alright? So I baby step this process. In the beginning I did not trust my intuition. And it took me like till now to building up this trust from reasoning to feeling. Very important, very scary process. But it changed like everything. Man, this is the game changer. And because I start more to trust into my intuition, I also start to care more about what do I feel. And from that, it was the it was the first stone in learning how to channel, how to connect myself with higher realms, with other beings we can't see right now, or actually I cannot. And this was the way, because even though you don't see everything what exists here in the space around us. It is possible to feel it. And that becomes my eyes in the 5D world. And since this moment, every time I get into meditation state or any kind of calm, empty mind state with open heart, ready to receive the feelings and focus on the feelings. This is how you open yourself to communication with other realms, with other beings, with Akashic records if you want to, like absolutely anything. And there is like one difference I see in between the thoughts which came from ourselves and the thoughts which are coming from external source, like from our guardians, from the friends from above, like whatever you want to call it. And the difference for me is when I think about something, I almost always think in words, in a language. I use the words inside of my head. And when I think about something, it's like I'm talking about it in different languages, you know? But still, for me, it's a sign like it's pure me. There is no external content in it. Who knows? Maybe it is. How I recognize the external influence. For me, it's when the thoughts has shape of symbols, shape of pictures. It's in the form of a story, like you're watching the movie, like you're dreaming, alright? It's pretty much daydreaming. But that's how I know. That's one thing how I know. As I further continue in my process of becoming more sensitive, I was able to assure myself in what I just said. Because you can communicate back when you say something, like when you create an image in your brain. It's the way I communicate, and there is a response. Sometimes it's a picture, sometimes it's a symbol, sometimes it's the whole story, but sometimes it's just a feeling. But it's the exact same feeling like there was a person standing right in front of me. And I say something to the person. That's what I said. Created some emotions in that person. And those emotions I can feel. This was like the moment when I believed it for the first time. Because in my eyes, words can lie. I don't have any way. I don't know any way how to distinguish in between the truth and the lie just from the words themselves. But in feeling, I see no way how to lie with your feelings. For me, it's the one single thing which I do believe is always true. That's also why this is such an important aspect of life, such an important thing to master. It affects almost everything. It affects everything. With every single day, every single second, every single action, anything you do and come in touch with will create some sort of feeling inside of you. And you can be victim of circumstances, or you can be your own boss. You can have your emotions under control. It starts with understanding them. It's very crucial to pay attention to our feelings, to really try hard to understand them. Once you will have a key in your arm, in your hand, the key which helps you to unlock the control of all the emotions you experience. No matter what situation come into your life, then you are the one who can choose what to feel. That's, oh my, in my eyes, that's amazing. And so now, like, what looks my life right now? In the morning, I wake up and I start to stretch myself, to exercise, and I do it like in a very gentle, slow tempo. You must like it. You must like it to motivate yourself to do it every single day. So make it as great as you can for yourself. Alright. And when I do exercise like that, it's very easy for me to get my mind into meditation state. Because when you sleep, your brain waves are very nearby the meditation state. It's very close. Therefore, jump into that is the fastest and easiest time for doing that. It's right after we wake up. And in my case, I don't even try to do it. I only relax myself. That's all you need to do. Breathe and relax. Breathe and relax. And don't force your head into the thinking. But also, don't try to resist it. And if you open yourself like that, relax your body and the mind also, now starts the stream of informations on inspiration coming in. Just like when you're tripping. And that's it. That's how my morning starts. I wake up, start to exercise, and bang! I'm tripping. And man, I'm tripping hard. You know, I have visuals. I feel all sorts of feelings. Sometimes I'm even able to feel the presence of other beings around me. Sometimes I'm even able to see. My eyes was never like very sharp. Actually, I always focus on feeling, and my main sense is the touch. Okay? I use it like for everything. For me, it's just not enough to see. If I really want to like experience something intensively, fully, I gotta touch it. That's the way I perceive the world with my hands. When I close my eyes at my work, when I do the massage, I close my eyes. I don't need a sight. Actually, when I close my eyes, it strengthens my senses and my fingers. And therefore, I'm closing my eyes every single time I can, because I want to switch for the dominancy of sight to the other feelings, to the other senses. And if you want to strengthen your intuition. It's so much connected to the feelings. And by not using the sight as much, you can notice how the other senses, especially the intuition, will grow stronger. It will be easier to listen to it. Oh man, much less scary to trust it. Okay, let's back to my morning. So I wake up and I am tripping like for over 2 hours. Then I gotta get myself back to the reality because I have to go to work, you know. But I always preferred the moving kind of meditations. And I never like to sit in the lotus position and like be motionless. No, it never really do a thing for me. Maybe it will one day. Maybe it will. But for now, I absolutely love to meditate in every single casual opportunity in a daily life. Alright? So, I need to transfer myself to my job. There is like 20-minute walk. It's perfect opportunity to meditate. And in those meditations, it gets so much powerful during the time, like compared to 2 years ago. Before 2 years, I was not able to feel a thing. Like my meditations was only the imagination inside of my head, like the visualization or listening to some meditation, or I don't know, like to following my guru who says like sit and breathe and do nothing and sit and breathe and relax yourself. Oh man, oh man. What? Well, in those times it was something new. I have no experience with it. And so, what you expected, right? Since then, my focus gets better. It's very important for meditating properly to train your focus, because you will find out that the most difficult thing during meditating is to not lose your focus. You create some picture inside of your head. It might be just perfect, but now you gotta stick with it, you know? Because this picture inside of your head, what will it do? It creates an emotion inside the body. The emotion creates a certain vibration. The vibration changes the energy field. And that's the point of the meditation. It's using the head and the ability to make an imagine, to make certain pictures, visions inside of it. Using the creativity. And thanks of it, you can change your whole energy field. And so you can heal yourself, or you can charge yourself, or you can do like whatever you want to do with your energy field. Alright? And the focus is only a matter of training. It's only a matter of training. It means like it doesn't matter what talent you have. When you start meditate for the first time, oh man, like it will be very, very difficult to keep your focus on anything you are thinking about. But during the time, it will get better, and you will be able to stick by a single picture, by a single vision for longer and longer time. That's important. Longer you stay in this motion, with this focus on single picture, longer you will be affected with the force which is hidden behind it. Means longer you stay in it, better effects. Alright, in the beginning, 2 years ago, that was all, you know. It was all my focus was on training the focus. Now, my main focus is on the feeling again. Alright. Oh, nice. Now, I am able to feel every single energy I connected to. Like everything you see in this world, in the whole universe, every single thing, no matter how big or what it is, life or death, it doesn't matter. It has energy field. And therefore, it can become your energy source. Every single thing, like the tree, the stone, the water, the whole planet, another human, some animal, like whatever you want. You can connect to it and you can make it your source of energy. Before 2 years, when I was trying to connect, for example, to the sun and gaining the energy, I was able to create a beautiful story, like the beautiful movie inside my head, like visualizing all the energy flow from the sun to me. And yeah, like it was nice to watch, but I felt nothing. But now, when I have my focus, which is not every single time, well, sadly, when I have my focus and I really hit the point with only one single breath, I'm able to gain the same amount of energy like I used to be before 2 years during the 1 hour of meditation. Alright? And the feeling gets more intensive and better as I continue this progress. And due to that, I'm able to understand these energies into the higher details, which helps me to understand the origin of the illnesses and sickness, which helps me to understand the emotions, which in the end will anybody help to understand anything in this world. Because as I said earlier, everything is surrounded by energy field. Do I need to continue in that? In my eyes, it's been said everything. Alright, what else is like to be on 2 grams of mushrooms? The colors. Colors are fuller. They are more sparkling, more intense, more beautiful. The taste and smells starting to be unreal. Like before 2 years, when I took a deep breath like that, I felt nothing, like no sense of smell inside of my nose. Now, oh man, like sometimes it's all I need to get to my ecstasy. Like, when I get to my state, like when I really open myself, I am able to boost the way of gaining the energy by imagine the smell of the source in the air. So for example, if I would like to connect with this tree and gain energy from it, it will be much more efficient if I focus on the smell in the air. When you are able to smell the tree, when you can recognize it in the air, the energy, oh, it's like you hit it. It's like you put it a leash. It's like it's completely yours. Now, man, every single molecule in the air becomes the energy. Like with the smell, the whole air is filled with the energy. And it makes it so much more intense. It gives you the opportunity to gain much more. when you realize this. And you can use any sense you have to boost the ability to gain or work with energy. Every single sense which can recognize like the single thing will improve this process. It makes it more complete, more whole. You never gain everything from what is around us, from what is accessible. Alright? You always get only a small piece of it. And this small piece you can make bigger with your understanding of the source. So, if we are talking about the trees, with every single information you will get about the tree will grow your ability to work, feel, gain the energy from the trees. Alright? So, for example, if I will be somebody with very, very good eyes, with every single detail I will be able to see on the tree, like every single wrinkle, every single piece. More I will see, more I will understand it. More I understand it, more access will I gain. So if you connect all those feelings, all those senses, like you smell the trees, you see the trees, you touch the trees, you know things about the trees, suddenly it becomes a powerful source of energy. Alright, so that's the reason why I am on this process, working on boosting my sensitivity, because more sensitive I will become, more informations I will be able to gain. And with more informations comes the power. Does it make any sense to you? I hope it will. I hope it does. Man. So, is there anything else? Of course it is. Like, everything I do, every single moment in my life now is uncomparable to the same things before 2 years. Because, let's see that way, before 2 years I was closed, like I opened myself just a little bit, like small hole, alright? And through this small hole I was able to perceive the surroundings, the world. And only with what was able to go through this small hole. I could work. When you open yourself more, you will create a bigger hole. Through the bigger hole can flow more experiences, more energy, more information. And that all creates the power you can work with. Alright. Alright. Till the next time.